craziest feeling in the world to me is creating something literally out of nothing. That process of going from ground zero, like just an idea, to something tangible, something you can touch and feel and immerse yourself in.
Who are you and what do you do?
My name is Adam Small, and I'm a fashion designer from Winnipeg, Canada.
When was the moment you knew this is what you wanted to do, and how did that make you feel?
Man, I've been making clothes forever, and in a creative cycle forever too. I feel like even as a kid, I was making shit, like whether that be just drawing on fucking napkins or I used to make like duct tape wallets. I was always making shit. I used to sew snakeskin on snapbacks when I was like 13. So there was never really a moment that I decided, okay, I'm gonna design clothes, like, and that's what I'm gonna do for a living. But it just kind of organically came over time from just making things, and I was painting on walls and canvases and clothes and tweaking garments that I already had in my closet to fit me better. And then eventually over time just started creating my clothes fully from scratch, and then that eventually evolved into what I do now, which is essentially like making clothes full time as a career, you know. So yeah, there's no moment, but every day I decide to do this shit, you know? I decide to do this every day.
What are some non-fashion related things that inspire you?
I've said this a bunch, but I think most of my inspiration comes from outside sources. I don't love to look at pre-existing collections or clothes for like direct inspiration. I get inspiration all the time from clothing, and I love fashion, and I love looking at clothes and looking at past collections. But in terms of like, you know, what's on the mood board or what I'm like taking direct reference or inspiration from, it has to be for me. For me, it has to be outside of fashion. I think that even when people are creating past collections, most times those influences are very personal to them. And so if I'm directly referencing those clothes within my clothes, it's like there's like a level of separation between the references. So for me personally, I like to reference everything that's around me, whether that be architecture, whether that be just my environment. I've talked about before, pulling inspiration from like where I'm from, Winnipeg, as this like isolated, super desolate, cold, dark place. Whether that be like whatever's going on in the world at the time, just whatever's surrounded me. Those are normally the things that I pull for inspiration.